Quit killing your gains. So I just wanted to jump on here and talk about what a deload week is. I have a lot of people that when I mention I have a deload week coming up or I'm on a deload week that they just don't really know what that is or what it means. Honestly, I didn't for many, many years up until just a few years ago. So when you are training, especially for strength, this is very, very specific to mostly strength athletes. There are other athletes and programs that might need this type of thing, but it definitely relates pretty heavily to strength. So when you're training for strength, you're training your nervous system, not the muscle. So the muscle and the amount of muscle mass you have does increase your ceiling and potential for strength, but the nervous system is what actually drives all of those muscle fibers to do the movements. You're training a movement. Now you have two sides to your nervous system. You have your sympathetic and your parasympathetic. Your sympathetic nervous system is what you're using while you're lifting. That's more of your fight or flight response. Your parasympathetic nervous system is your rest and digest. So essentially, when you're doing progressive overload in your training, where you're increasing your weight week after week, usually by about 2 to 5% for experienced lifters, but any beginner, you can even increase it up to sometimes about 10% because you're making so many new gains so quickly. So at a certain point during this 4 to 6 week training cycle, which is an average, you're going to hit a point where your nervous system is just getting a little fried. You're living in that fight or flight, the sympathetic nervous system, a little too much, and you're having trouble staying or accessing your parasympathetic nervous system of rest or digest. So some symptoms that might occur towards the end of this 4 or up to 6 week training phase, usually it's about 4 for me. You might not sleep as well. Your appetite can go down. You might get a little more irritable. Things that didn't feel as heavy last week start to feel heavier this week. That's a good sign. Just to give you a few different options of how a deload works. Some people cut their sets and reps entirely in half for their deload week, so you just kind of feel like you're warming up by the end of it. Other people might lower the weight by half and do still less sets and reps, but essentially you're just giving that body a break so that after that week of deload, you can come back, your nervous system is now in a healthy place again, you're primed again, and now you can start to move into your next phase of training and potentially increase the weights even more. What they've found with strength overall is that more rest equals more gains. It's not like hypertrophy where you need to break that muscle down regularly and get it to build and do all that stuff. This is much more of a skill, and you do need to allow yourself to take rests. So quit killing your gains by just pushing through, or that feeling where you're like, I'm a little beat up, I'm just going to take a day or two off and then get back to it. It's more of an old school mindset, and you're going to halt more of your progress that way. If you take those deload weeks, some people even need up to 2 weeks sometimes, but usually it's about a week on average, your strength gains will be significant and your body will feel better and you'll recover better that way too. Hope that helps.